Hey everybody, Joe Haygood here, aka mclazyj. We're back. Sorry for the squeaky brakes. I'm using a work car and it's got squeaky brakes. I've told them about this several times. It doesn't start right away. You have to drive this car for like 20-30 minutes and then they start to get squeaky. Mechanic at work says that it's because the rotors get dirty with the car sitting there, because the pool car only gets used if somebody has to go run an errand or has to go to a job site or whatever. So like tomorrow I got to go drone flying out in Lake Elsinore. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to take my car. So neither here nor there. Let's get past the squeakiness then. You might just hear that in the background every now and then. I apologize. Can't do anything about it. But I figured I hadn't done a vlog in a bit, and I don't want anyone to think I just disappeared off the face of the planet. I have been editing travel videos. You should have seen several of those. We have a day 0 through day 7 so far. Day 0 was our travel day, going to Miami, just spending the day there. Embarkation day, our day at sea on day 2, day 3 in Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic, day 4 in San Juan, Puerto Rico, in old historic San Juan. Day 5 we were in St. Croix. We rented the car, got to drive on the opposite side of the road, which was fun. What else? Day 6 and day 7 were sea days, and we put those in there. So I have my Bimini stuff. I had more video than I thought, so good thing is I've got coverage for a full video for day 8. And then we have day 9 will be a weird one, because I have a handful of footage in the morning before we got off the ship. But then I don't have anything else after that because we had a travel nightmare. So I did record a video the week after we got back, and I have it downloaded, and I'll have that interspliced with that. So you'll see some stuff from the boat, and then you'll see me sitting in a car venting and complaining about our travel day on the way home, because it was a nightmare. So I'm not going to spoil that. Just, hey, teaser for what's going to happen with day 9. Let's see what else. So we are under 100 days for our Carnival cruise, which is really nice. Oh, this is why we have traffic. To my right, we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 car accident in the shoulder with CHP. So that's what's been jamming me up for like the last 7 miles. So that's great. The sad thing is GPS was telling me, yeah, that's still the fastest way home. Just go that way, which tells you how bad all the other freeways are around here. So, yes, so we're under 100 days for our Carnival cruise. I think we're 97 days until we're on the ship. So looking forward to that. Going to do some travel vlogs for that. You should see the missus on theirs for those. She actually enjoyed doing the videos. She was a little worried. She's always afraid that she's not talking enough or not saying enough. But I told her, I said, she did great. And if you are watching those videos, I'd love it if you give her a comment. Let her know that she did well. Obviously, if you didn't, well, you know. But if you did think she did well, let her know. She'd love the comments. But yeah, so we'll do that. And that'll be nice, because I'll also have my son and his girlfriend will be on those cruise. We got them their own cabin. We got them balcony room. It's just a cove balcony on the 2nd floor. Nothing like overly fancy, but it means at least they have a balcony. So that's kind of nice. But yeah, we're ready for that. Have all of our travel docs ready. We cannot... So Carnival's weird. Like, you can't register for... to do your pre-documentation, boarding, all that stuff. Like, we were able to do that literally 3 or 4 days after we booked our Virgin ship. We were able to do our passport scans, all that stuff, like right away. So it was like perfect. We just were like, okay, here's our passport, took a picture of it, basically got all of our passport stuff done. It was great, right? And we were really happy about that. Like, okay, cool. We have our passport stuff in. We're able to take our picture that you needed to take that shows up whenever you scan your little band. But like Carnival's like, no, like you can register. I think it was like, it's either July 31st or August 31st, like 14 or 15 days ahead. I think it's August 31st, like 15 days before we can board. And I'm like, man, that just seems crazy to me. Like, because how are they going to process all this stuff? So, I mean, I guess they do because this isn't their first rodeo, but also it just kind of sucks. It's like, I want to have my boarding stuff done, you know? But anyways, yeah, so we're coming along. The good thing is now we have all of our stuff. So it's not like we have to go out and buy a bunch of like travel stuff because we have it, you know? We have towel clips and we have rain ponchos. And we have, you know, suitcases and packing cubes and toiletry bags and all that good stuff. We already have it all. So it's great, right? But, yeah, so, like, the cool thing is this time around, it'll just be a lot easier. It's also a shorter trip, so we don't have to carry as much. That said, we'll probably have some, you know, it would not surprise me if we're bringing a bunch of clothes that we don't need to really bring, but we do. So we will have plenty of stuff for the cruise. I know it's just a 5-day cruise, but we'll probably have regular dress and dressy dress and loungy dress and swimwear dress and then shoes, multiple pairs of shoes. So we'll see how it all goes. We'll either try to fit it in our 2 regular bags or we'll end up bringing a carry-on as well and kind of mix and merging our stuff into the carry-on. Because so that way we can have a handful of clothes and whatnot that we have in there just in case something happens with our luggage. Okay, moving on from that, next order of business. So the bigger news, and saved it to the end, is we finally booked our trip for Japan. We are in. Our trip is going to be February 4th through the 13th. However, we'll leave on the 4th, and obviously because of crossing the international date line, 10-hour flight or 12-hour flight, we do not arrive until the 5th. There isn't any way you're taking that flight and not losing a day in travel. We could have left on Tuesday very late, like 11:50 in the evening, and we still would have arrived on Thursday. That actually we would have never seen Wednesday. Wednesday just would have never happened for us because we would have left on Tuesday and arrived on Thursday. The only good side about that is you arrive at like, I think it was going to be like 5:30 in the morning, which is cool because, you know, basically it means you've got a whole day. You're not losing it. But it was really early. And I have this feeling we're just going to be really jet lagged that first day. Our experiences are probably going to be pretty mild. You know, just going to, we'll probably just hang around where our hotel is and just do some stuff there. So tickets were bought on miles. So both my wife and I, we had to use 70,000 miles to book our tickets. Had a little snafu on my end because I picked the wrong day because I was searching those flights on Tuesday versus Wednesday. And yeah, I screwed up and I had to call American Airlines and have them fix it. So thankfully, wasn't too much of a hassle. That was great. Mohammed, thank you for fixing that. I appreciate it. Lastly, we also got our hotel reservations. Now, you probably heard me talk on this thing several times that we had planned our trip, our stay to be in Ueno on the northeast side of Tokyo proper, of central Tokyo. Basically, right there on the Yamanote line between, let's see, I think there's a stop between Akihabara and Ueno. I'm not. Oh yeah, there is. Right between Okachimachi and Agui Sudani stop on the Yamanote line, just to give you permission or position if you're looking at a map or whatever. Ueno's like here in the top right of the screen, and like Shibuya would be down here way in the bottom left, right? And connected by the Yamanote line, and other lines would connect them too. We were going to stay there at the Hotel Monday Premium Ueno Okachimachi place, and it seemed like it was relatively cheap. They had a lot of cool stuff, had a great view of the Skytree on the top floor in the restaurant. Room seemed really cheap at the time. I think it was like, it was going to be a little over $1,000, maybe under $1,000, depending on when we were going, versus February versus March. And when I went to go finally look at the room again, it was like $1,600. And I was like, what happened? How did this go up $600? This is crazy. So, unsure of why the room went up so much, we started looking at some other hotels. And we looked at the Sunroute. I think it was Sunroute was the one. It was in Shibuya, literally. And I mean, when I say literally, the hotel was here, and the next thing over was the subway entrance. I think for Higashi Shinjuku line, and so like that would have been right there, and it was relatively a good price for the room, just a little Spartan. Some people they say the service was great, just hey, the hotel's a little dated, but I don't care about a dated hotel because you're not going to spend a ton of time in it. And we kind of kept looking at places, like we saw the B Ginza, which is over in, obviously, Ginza off the Hibiya line. And I was like, well, that'd be an interesting place to stay. And we just started looking at tons of videos of hotels that had been reviewed or toured. We even looked at one in Uguidasani. However, it's funny because I found out shortly after, like, it's a seedy red light district. Like, not in like a Kabukicho kind of way, which is like, oh, this is seedy, but at least it looks nice. This one was more like, it's seedy and it looks seedy. So, thankfully we didn't book that one. Cordero Hotel, Uguidasani. Although I love how it's marketed as Ueno Uguidasani, which technically it is Taito City and it is Ueno specific because it's on the north end of the park. But it's just one of those things where it's like, all right, guys, come on now. This is like the Angels saying they're the Los Angeles Angels when they're nowhere near Los Angeles. They're like 30 miles away from the city of LA, 30 to 40 miles away from the city of LA. So come on, let's be real. So we kept looking at hotels, and then I joked with my wife, like, man, wouldn't it be funny if we just bit the bullet and stayed at the Godzilla Hotel? I would love to stay at the Godzilla Hotel. It's right there, smack in the middle of Shinjuku, in Kabukicho, no less. Like right there in the middle of the action. Don Quixote's right at the end of the street. That famous arch sign that's right there at Kabukicho that you see in all the Yakuza games. It's all right there, right? And it's so, like, iconic. And, I was like, yeah, but it's expensive. I don't want to spend that kind of money. And we looked at it, and it's like, well, we're looking at these discount hotels that are, like, anywhere between, like, right under $1,000, like $950, up to, $1,150. And so, like, they're kind of Like, we're going to have to ride a couple subways to do this and that. Like, it's like, oh, Ginza, it's nice. But, like, if I want to get to, here, I got to go to the Yamanote and then go here, or go this way and then do this. There wasn't, like, a lot of... My main goal was to be connected to the Yamanote line wherever we went. I wanted to have a good connection to the Yamanote line. And that's because if you don't know, and you've never looked at a Tokyo video or a map of the subway or anything, it's always drawn as a perfect circle. It is not a perfect circle, but it is a loop that the train is on. It's just a big, giant loop that weeds its way through, the heart of Tokyo. It's got like 30 stops, and it stops in all the places you would be looking to hit. It's like, okay, I should say mostly. It hits Ueno, hits Shinjuku, Shibuya, I can't think of I'm trying to think of the place where Takashita Street is. Harajuku. Goes to Harajuku, goes to Akihabara. You get to go to Meguro and Nagano, or not Nagano, Meguro, and anyways, the point I'm getting at is tons of stops to all the places you're going to really want to go, right? And so Yoyogi is another one on there. That you get off there and you can walk right into where Meiji Jingu Shrine is. So it's really, you want to be close to that. And that's like where a lot of the action is in Tokyo. And so my wife looks at the Godzilla Hotel and she's like, well, look, it's like $1,300. And we're going to Tokyo to have a good time. And we want to really live up the experience. So it's like, is it worth it just to pay a little extra and be right in the thick of it all every day? Where you can look down out of this window at your city view and just see the bustle of the crowds and the lights and the glow, the soft glow of the neon piercing through and everything. And it's like, yeah, that sounds awesome. And so, like, after we sat down for a few minutes, we were like, well, look, a few minutes ago we thought we were going to pay, a few days ago we were thinking we were just going to pay the $1,600 to Hotel Monday. And it's like, let's just pay and I say the Godzilla Hotel. It is Hotel Gracery Shinjuku is the technical name. But it's like, let's just go here. Yeah, the Godzilla platform isn't open. That kind of sucks. I wish they'd reopen it. It's been closed for like about a year now, which is kind of sad because it's like, I really want to go and walk out there and touch Godzilla and take pictures right in front of it. There's so much cool stuff on that patio and all the different like, etched stones that they have with like depicting Godzilla's battles and everything. And it's like such a cool thing, and it's sad it's been closed for just forever, it seems like. Like I said, it's been closed, I want to say, a good year now. And, hey, I can see the flame retardant that they had over here. They were putting a fire out by my house out here in the national park. You can see where they did the fire drops. Looks like it was relatively contained. Didn't spread too far, but it's always worrisome. We have a big state park right next to us, and occasionally we've had fires get pretty close. I'm rambling, sorry. But so we're going to stay there. We're staying at the Hotel Gracery. Yes, it is a ridiculously small room, but it's no smaller than our cruise ship room on Virgin Voyages. The difference is that it's not, the bathroom is not your small point. The bathroom is nice and comfortably sized. It's just there's not a lot of room in the living area. There's no closet really to speak of. It's just, it is what it is. It's a small space, and I'm okay with it. Bed's a little smaller. Obviously, we had a queen bed when we were on the Virgin Voyages ship, we'll have a queen bed on our Carnival ship. We will have a full-size bed in Tokyo. One thing you will notice when you go and look at hotel rooms in Tokyo, king beds and queen beds are not hugely popular unless you stay at like a westernized, an expensive hotel. Like you will be paying thousands of dollars. And I say that plurally. Like we looked at a couple, like at the Hilton and this, that, and the other, and it was going to be like, it's $300, $400 a night. Some of them were up to $700, $800 a night. And it's like, I'm not paying that much. I don't need to be in a queen size bed if it's going to cost me that much. That is way too much for that kind of room inconvenience. We looked at each other and we're like, hey, we got married. We had a full size bed. So we'll just keep having a full size bed for this one. So it's fine. You get used to it. Just means a little less room to creep around in when you're rolling around or can't sleep. But the overall idea is that we will have, a room, like I said, right in the heart of the action, right there in Shinjuku. I think the first or second largest stop for the metro in Tokyo. You have tons of shops, food, entertainment, everything right there nearby you. You're right in the thick of it. I think we're about 8 minutes walk to the Yamanote station, the Yamanote line, so the Shinjuku proper. And it'll have us going through the entire city that way. It's very nice, very easy. But it also connects to a lot of the subway lines, so like the Odo line, the Hibiya line, and whatnot. So our goal now is we're making lists of all the things we want to do in the main districts in Tokyo. We are planning one day, it's tentative right now, but the idea is we would like to fly one day back and forth to Hiroshima and go to the Peace Museum and the Peace Park and try some okonomiyaki. Well, my wife will probably try it. I don't know if I will, but we'll see what happens. Okonomiyaki, the pancake made with like noodles and vegetables and all that kind of stuff. But we're making up lists of a lot of the districts in Tokyo because our primary focus is, look, I have wanted to go to Tokyo forever. I want to be in the thick of Tokyo for multiple days. I know some people are like, oh no, you should go to Hokkaido and you should go here, you should go there. And it's like, that's all great. I'm so happy. But I want to go and just enjoy Tokyo for multiple days. And you have to remember, we are going to arrive on the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th. Is that right? 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th. It is 9 days. Why did I think? Well, the 9th day is technically. Well, the first day is technically, we're not going to get there till 3 o'clock. And by the time we go through and pick up I haven't decided if we're going to do the eSIMs or if we're going to get a jetpack, something like that, mobile Wi-Fi. I might do a combination of both. We'll see. I think the jetpack will probably do us well. We're going to have Wi-Fi in the room. So the primary thing for me is just for GPS. I'm not going to do a lot of uploading. I might do like an Instagram thing here and there, TikTok, small videos like that. But like most of my stuff's going to be like, hey, just record, download. If I want to do any major posting, I'll just do it in the hotel room. I have Wi-Fi there, But the cool thing is, we'll get there and we'll have a good time. And I figure by the time we get off the plane, go through customs, immigration, luggage, jetpack, Wi-Fi, mobile Wi-Fi, portable Wi-Fi, whatever you want to call it. When you go through all those steps, the theoretical is it's going to take us like probably an hour and a half. And we've already done our digital stuff. Like we've already entered our hotel rooms, our hotel location, passport data, our information, did the questionnaire, got the QR codes through Visit Japan Web, have all that done. It is all done, right? Which is great. It's like, okay, cool. We got all this done. All we have to do is flash that code, flash our passport. We might even be able to just go to the machine and get like a digital QR code for our tax redemption thing. And we'll be set, right? I mean, I would like to go and see like a person because I would love to like get the stamp in the passport, you know, the whole point. And I may end up just going through and skipping the automated and getting in line just because I want that stamp in the book. It's the one thing I missed when I was on the cruise is not getting a stamp in the places you went to. No stamp in the Bahamas. No stamp in the Dominican Republic. I knew I wouldn't get a stamp in Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands because they are U.S. territories. But man, I wanted the stamps in the other ones real bad. So there's a possibility I'd go through just to get the stamp. Just be like, you know. I want to have stuff in my passport book, you know. Spent the time getting it. But yeah, so like that first day, by the time you go through immigration and you go through customs and you get your bags and you get your mobile Wi-Fi and you find your way down to either the monorail, the train, or the bus. We still haven't decided what we want to do there. Each has its ups and downs. We'll talk about that a little more as we move forward. Because they have the Tokyo monorail. Tokyo monorail. There is a Tokyo subway, and then there is the airport limousine bus. You can do a taxi. We're not even going to comprehend talking about taxis. The trains, weirdly enough, are cheaper than the bus. We are coming in. Oh, I should mention, we're coming into Haneda, not Narita. I thought we'd be flying into Narita, but we are flying into Haneda or Haneda, however you want to pronounce it. I think Haneda might be wrong because I think Canada, it's Canada, so Haneda Airport. So we'll go into Haneda Airport, which is the closer of the two airports in Japan. You either have Haneda or you have Narita. Anyways, you get what I'm saying. So we're going to be fine. They have a monorail. They have an express monorail, which is the same line, but it's one that doesn't stop anywhere until, I think it's, I want to say Shimbashi, but I don't think that's right. It definitely stops right at the Yamanote line. So, like, I just don't remember which stop it is. And then from there, we just get on that and take the Yamanote around. The reason I might contemplate getting a bus, sorry, I'm changing lanes over here, and taking the bus is because, number one, taking luggage around on the airport is a pain in the ass. And I'm not sure if I want to take a bunch of luggage onto the train to then turn around and have to take them to another train before I then walk them to our hotel. So we'll see what happens with it. I haven't firmly decided one way or another yet. So we'll see what comes of that. You know, we'll find out. But yeah, our goal is like we have, and like I said, so even with like 9 days, the first day is kind of shot. We'll probably be able to spend a little bit of time in Shinjuku. We're going to have at least one day where we're going to end up flying back and forth to Hiroshima the same day, flying there and then flying back in the evening. So that's basically that day's done. You know, which then leaves us with, we have one day where we want to go to Tokyo Disneyland. I know some people will be like, go to Disney Sea. It's like unique and original and this, that, and the other. It's like, yeah, but I don't like most of the rides that are in Disney Sea. And I don't think there are as many rides there that are unique. So I would rather go here where they have a Winnie the Pooh ride and they have the Beauty and the Beast ride, which looks phenomenal. Just a bunch of stuff like that. So I'm like, that's what I want to do. So, but yeah, so like you figure all the way, first day's gone. So that leaves you with 8, 7 for Hiroshima, 6 because of Tokyo. So we're going to have 6 full days that we can use in Tokyo proper. And so the idea is like trying to figure out how to do the districts you want to do. We want to hit all the experiences we can hit. It's like in Akihabara, it's like, Akihabara is probably the one where I have the most things pegged out on a list just because of how much stuff there is in Akihabara for someone like myself and my wife. It's like, yes, we have to go to Yodobashi Akaba. We have to go to Big Camera. We got to go to Animate. We have to go to Radio Kaiken. We have to go to Super Potato. We want to go to an Owl Cafe there. There's a possibility of doing a Maid Cafe, although it doesn't have to be in Akihabara. There's just a lot of them there. Maid Dreaming's all over the place. But I don't know if we're going to do that or not. We'll see. There's Geigo. There's Capsule Station. There's Taito Station. There's the crazy, freaky, creepy vending machine spot that we want to go to. So we have like a ton of stuff there. It's like, oh yeah, book off, hard off. We got all those things right there. So like Akihabara is going to be booked solid from when we get there until the end of the day. And we will probably intersperse some eating while we're there as well, right? But the idea is like, I have some days where it's like, oh, this is kind of light. Like, we're thinking like, hey, we're going to do like Ginza and Asakusa and maybe even Ueno all in one day. Because Ueno is like, we want to, like, Ueno might be on a different day just because like, hey, we want to go to the zoo and we want to see the pandas. And that might take some time. But like, Asakusa is like, want to go there for Sensoji Temple. That's a big thing, right? And Sensoji Temple, the street there too with all the vendors on it. We'll stop there and get some strawberries. And, we want to do the incense charm. But we also want to do possibly do a kimono rental because, hey, cultural appropriation, right? Well, we just thought it'd be a neat thing to do just to kind of learn that. And that takes time. That's like an hour just doing the whole kimono rental because it takes like an hour to get done up. Like they put on you wear the undergarment and then you get the robe and then they have to tie it and they give you the obe and you give you the board. The obe goes around it and there's like a whole bunch of stuff that goes with it and picking out your shoes, picking out your basket, picking out how you want to do your hair. Like for the women, it's like you can choose these styles. Like my wife will be able to choose from 3 styles because she has long hair, right? And they do all that. So it takes time. Like it is a time commitment to go do the kimono rental. And like when you come back, there is a time committal to get out of the kimono. You know what I mean? So it's like we will probably do the kimono rental and then do the temple and then come back. And by the time we do that, then we want to go over and do like the sky tree and then maybe the aquarium, which then we would go back to Ginza. But anyways, I'm getting too deep in the weeds right now so early because like that's our thing. That's our dilemma. It's just trying to figure out, okay, where are we going to go? How are we going to go? What are we going to do? So like our main goal right now is just get a list of all the places we want to go in each of the places we're going to be. Like here's a list for Shibuya. Here's a list for Shinjuku. Here's a list for Akihabara, Ueno, Asakusa, Nakameguro. So like all these like places, Gotanda. I know people are gonna be like, "Why Gotanda?" You gotta go check out a Love Hotel while you're there, right? And the Hotel Serra Grande looked kind of cool, so we'll see what it looks like. But yeah, trip's booked, and we will be there in like 230 some odd days at this point. So that's really awesome and a bit scary. Like, it's going to be the farthest trip I've taken since I was like a kid, and it's going to be crazy. It's a thing, you know. It's a long flight, 12 hours. It's a big thing. So I'm excited, a little nervous. My wife, I think, is in the same boat. So anyway, sorry for rambling at the end and going through all this stuff. Hey, if you've got thoughts, comments, whatever, it'd be great. Throw your 2 cents in if you've been to Japan, if you have any ideas on things to see. As we get closer, I'll post like a copy of the list that I'm creating, and you can see what we've put down so far on this list. So anyways, till next time, thanks everybody for watching. Make sure that if you're enjoying the content, you like, follow, and subscribe. I would appreciate it. You can see we have a link in here as well for our the software we use to edit, which is Wondershare Filmora. If you decide you like the software or want to try it, if you use that link, I get a little bit of something from them, so that helps. And yeah, you can see all my social links as well. So if you want to follow me on Threads or Blue Sky or Instagram, TikTok, as well as here on YouTube, that's great. I do have a presence on Twitter. I definitely don't go there as much as I used to. I just can't handle it. It's just gotten to be such a cesspool over there right now. Such a cesspool of people over there. I can't. I can't. When I just see Nazism floating around, it's real bad. But yeah, I'm getting close to home, so we'll see you next time. Bye.